I bet you're watching the news. Have you seen the effort to smear people who've stood up for the rights of indigenous communities in America, African Americans in this country, you name it, which other groups, brown people, you know, have you seen this? That those people are all communist Marxists who were hoodlums and thugs and you name it. What, have you seen that? Kind of scary to me, because it's an attempt to smear positive movements. So in this time of unrest, I thought we could talk about how the United Methodist Church handled the civil rights movement, which was really hot. So there were people in the Methodist Church in the South who stood with the oppressors of African Americans aggressively. So what did the Methodist Church body do? Well, what they did, at least one little detail, is they took some of the money they received. They hired a pastor who was a Southern white guy, and they sent him through the South to pitch that it is time to get this done, voting rights and things like that. We put our money where our mouth was, and Methodist pastors all over the country participated in protests, visibly, and in letters and phone calls, you name it. We made noise. Maybe that's because we had a lot of African Americans in the Methodist churches. On the other hand, while we were doing that, it took somebody to ask the question, why is it then we and African Americans are left in a separate entity called Central Conferences rather than be a part of the Methodist Church as a whole? When we are engaged in positive social change, one of the requirements has to be, can we look at ourselves? Will we continue to look at ourselves? Not navel-gazing so that we don't wind up useful to the world, not just switching around our own little salt shakers, but rather so that we can be reflective and examples of what we've stood for. I'm so thankful for the Methodist Church's role in the civil rights movement. I was raised on that. And it showed me what we can be and do in a time when oppressors want to scream and besmirch other people's names and reputations. But remember, got to keep in mind what we are and who we are, what we do. God bless you. You are love first.